Okay, we're going to look at how to set up your spacers for a DN5000. It's a Dixie Narco 5000 vending machine. This is a glass front vendor, elevator arm. It's important that the spacers be set up for the proper product width. Otherwise, your product will either get stuck or can fall through. When it vends one, it might vend two. The second one on the conveyor belt will now cause a problem because the next person who comes to buy something instead gets that one that was on the conveyor, not what they were trying to buy. So not good customer service, and you lose product. You have different size spacers. It should say in the machine, there should be a sticker saying what spacers go where. Let's show you how to take one of these spacers off. Okay, interesting to note, the ones on these clear acrylic pieces are easier to take off than the end piece. This takes a little more work, but these do come off too. These are harder to put on. All you have to do is lift from the bottom, pull it up, your spacer comes off. Inside the spacer, there is a letter. This letter tells you what type of spacer it is, A spacer, B spacer, C spacer, etc. This is your A spacer. This is best used for bottled water, 12-ounce cans. It also works for like your 16-ounce cans of energy drinks. That size, I think an Arizona iced tea, those kind of things will all fit with this size spacer. The way you put it on, you have these two tabs. You have two notches here on this wall. You line it up. Your spacer goes to the right of where your product is going to be. And snap into place. Pretty simple. Sometimes the spacers may be more or less difficult to snap into position, but as long as you line them up properly, they should snap right into place. So that's your A spacer. If we're putting in Powerade, we want to use one of these skinny spacers right here. This is a B spacer. You want to put that in just like you did your A spacer. Should click right into position. Line it up, click it in. Inside your machine, there should be a DN5000 package setup chart that shows you the right spacers to use. And if you have a doubt at some product that's not in there, test it a few times. Make sure that you're going to be giving the customer the best customer service possible. For things like contoured items like a Minute Maid juice, you have this large plate. Onto its bolted this spacer, and this will enable you to vend Minute Maid juices properly without two sliding through at once. If you try to do it, for instance, with an A spacer that's designed for being used with 12-ounce cans, and you're putting something like a Minute Maid juice in, you're going to run into problems and have two juices sometimes slip out instead of one. This is a little more difficult to put in because it has 4 tabs. With this one, I line the bottom tabs up first, get them into their slots, and then I click the top end by squeezing either end. So, important thing, make sure you have the right size spacers for your products, otherwise you're really going to run into a problem.